What's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about red flags you should be on the lookout for when it comes to your jiu-jitsu school. So I think most jiu-jitsu schools are excellent. Not everybody is training the highest level of competitors, but even those schools, they can provide a good environment for learning and a good culture that you want to be a part of. However, there are some things you should look out for if you're new and you're starting, or maybe you're a blue belt and either you're starting jiu-jitsu or maybe you move to a new area and you're trying to check out some jiu-jitsu schools. So the first red flag I would say is a school that does not allow cross-training. That's a big red flag to me. That signifies in my mind a couple things. Number one, the instructor is scared for you to learn outside of their curriculum and what they do. They don't want you to learn outside techniques. So that seems pretty silly to me. There's no one person in jiu-jitsu that has a complete knowledge of everything that's out there. So basically banning someone from going out and experiencing different instruction, different training partners, that just makes very little sense. They may also be insecure about their level of instruction, and so they're trying to isolate you guys from the outside jiu-jitsu world. And that is what comes to my mind typically when a school does not allow cross-training. Closely related to that would be not allowing visitors to come to the school. So there are some schools that I know that if you are a blue belt and up, they will not allow you to drop in and visit and train. The reason for that to me seems obvious. They're afraid that their blue belt or purple belt that comes to visit is going to embarrass the belts within the school. They're going to embarrass the upper ranks in the school when they roll. So again, they're trying to isolate you guys from outside competition, from other people that train jiu-jitsu. And again, that's ridiculous. Look, when you put up a wall around yourself like that and you isolate yourself within your own little bubble, you just gradually become weaker and weaker and weaker over time because you're not keeping up with the meta of the progression that's happening in jiu-jitsu. You're not allowing potentially higher level competitors to come into the school. And yeah, you know what? Guess what? Sometimes you might get a visitor and they might sweep through the entire school, but they're going to make you better, okay? If Gordon Ryan comes to visit you at your school, are you really going to deny him? Yeah, he's going to murder everybody at your school, but hopefully everybody will pick some things up from rolling with him and you'll be able to learn and get better because of it. So, if your school does not allow visitors past white belt, or blue belt, and they don't allow upper ranks, that's a red flag to me. Third, the coach never rolls. Now, this obviously is a big red flag because if your coach never rolls, how do you know how skilled they truly are? Now, that being said, there are some instructors that have some injuries that preclude them from rolling, or maybe they're a little bit older and their body's been worn down. So for that reason, maybe they don't roll very often. That's a totally different story, right? I'm talking about instructors in their 20s and 30s and early 40s with no injuries that never roll with their students. That's a big red flag. That signifies that that instructor is scared to let their lack of knowledge show on the mat. Not all the time. Again, there's some instructors that have injuries which preclude them from rolling. But generally speaking, especially if they're in their 20s and 30s, you should expect your coach to occasionally roll with you guys. So the fourth one I'll say is your school has belt promotions which are very expensive, unreasonably expensive, and or they're completely time-based, okay? Either of those is a big red flag, okay? It does not cost $500 to administer a belt test. In fact, it costs $0. It costs maybe an hour, 2 hours of your instructor's time. I think charging $500 or even $100 or more than that is completely unreasonable. And I actually don't even do belt tests. I just watch my students roll. I roll with them and I analyze them constantly over time in that way. I don't have a specific day for belt testing, and I don't charge for belts either. I just give them out when they're earned. At least I do for adults. So that being said, if someone charges like a $20, $30 belt testing fee, that's reasonable. I don't have a problem with that. You are taking time out of your day, setting it aside for a specific test. So I understand that, but anything more than that is just completely unreasonable. Time-based promotions too, okay? if your school does time-based promotions, so like, you've been training a year, here's your blue belt, you've been training 2 years, here's your blue belt, you get a certain number of stamps on your card, on your attendance card, and then you get your next belt. That is a huge red flag. That signifies that merit and skill-based promotion is not what is driving promotions at your school, and you're going to get a bunch of soft people that get promoted because of that. You're going to get a bunch of people that don't really deserve their rank, skill-wise. If they go to other schools, they'll probably get smashed, okay? Time is an important component of promotions, but it can't be the sole component, okay? You have to, obviously, account for merit. You have to have a merit-based test. Or, you can do what I do and just you roll with your students and you analyze them constantly, and that is your meritocracy-based promotion system. But again, if your school does solely time-based promotions or they charge massive belt testing fees, that's a big red flag. And there's many other options available, trust me, where they don't do that. In fact, most schools that I've been to don't do things like that. So you're always welcome to shop around and see what school provides the best environment for you. And that's another thing too, guys. Look, if the school that you're at or the school that you're looking into you feel doesn't meet your needs and meet what you want to get out of jiu-jitsu, especially if you're looking to be a serious competitor, then you are, of course, entitled to go somewhere else, okay? Your jiu-jitsu instructor, school owner, they do not own you, okay? You are welcome to pursue whatever goals you want, right? I'm mostly a no-gi school, for instance. So if I get someone trying that's looking more for a gi program, or they've been training with me for a while and they're looking more for a gi program, I'll refer them elsewhere, right? There's other schools in Sarasota that are more gi oriented, right? I'll send them probably to Minnesota because I like Clayton and I think he does a good job. But that's just one example. Look, I'm not prepared to get someone to a high level in the gi. I only have one gi class a week. All my other classes are no gi. So of course, I don't have a problem with someone moving to a gi specific school because that school is more likely to meet their needs. So those are some red flags I think you guys should watch out for. I hope you liked the video. If you did, click that thumbs up button. Share this video. Let your friends know, like, hey, you don't have to go to this school if you aren't comfortable with the environment. You're welcome to go somewhere else. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And if you are new, guys, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. That way you guys get notified when we have new videos out there. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next time.